Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Dungeonbowl week number 4. We've got a double header tonight to close out the week, and we're going to have a real interesting one to start off with. I have no idea how this is going to go tonight. We're going to have the Bonebreakers versus Kind Peacocks, Galeshi 1 versus A Kind Sir, Black Orcs versus Imperial Nobility. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these two very interesting teams. In Division A, in first place, the league champion, Doug the Minotaur, and his White Skull Windbreakers. Their North Team 2-2-0 is their record here in week number 4, and they are followed by the Deadly Biscuits, coached by Run Battle. Black Orc Team 2-1-0 is their record after a win this week. And in Division B, JD Whitey's Forest of Flames in first place, Wood Elf Team 3-0-0 is their record. BB Nuts Harlequins BBFC in second place, and Undead Team 2-0-1 is their record. And in Division C, Nick Satan, Cenozoic Park, a Lizard Team 3-0-0 is their record, with Tizzle Bizzle's Tizzork Savage Boys in second place, an Orc Team 1-3-0. Let's take a look at the home team of this very interesting matchup. First up, the Bonebreakers coming in a TV of 1,155,000 gold. They're going to have 11 players on the roster. I think it's 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, indeed. 11 players on this roster. Flytrap will be out with an injury this week. 6 Black Orcs, 1 big guy in the Troll, and a bunch of Gobos on this roster. 1 Apothecary, 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Imperial Nobility of the Kind Peacocks. They're coming in a TV of 1,140,000 gold. 11 players on this roster. That means a measly 15,000 gold in petty cash to the Pine Peacocks. To the Kind Peacocks tonight. Nothing they're going to be able to do with that. Nothing of consequence. They have their big guy, the Ogre. They have 2 of the Blitzers, 4 bodyguards, and 4 linemen. 1 Apothecary, 2 dedicated fans, just 2 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play tonight? It's a very interesting matchup. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go down, and here's why. The Kind Peacocks, this Imperial Nobility team, these are the new version of Bretonnians, right? Bretonnians, historically a pitch control team. These are the same way, right? You can see they have the bodyguards. The bodyguards all have stand firm and wrestle. The linemen all have fend. Stand firm means you don't have to get pushed back on a block. Fend means you can't follow up on a block. And then they have the Blitzers. The Blitzers are a little different, as are the linemen here are just an AV of 8+. The Blitzers are Blodgers now at level 2. SP Beaver demanding death tonight. We'll see if you get it. I'm not so sure, but maybe we will. The 2 Blitzers are Blodgers here at level 2. That is great. They are also sort of the catchers on this team. They both have the catch skill. MA7, they're the fastest piece on the team. So you have these different pitch control skills, and you really need to leverage them in a way that you're going to control the pitch, right? You want to have your stand firm players in a place where they can be anchors on your formation. You want those linemen to push to push players away, or I guess fend players off, so to speak, right? They take a block, they can't follow up and gain that ground. They got to stay put. Difficult to coach, and I think made even more difficult tonight up against this Black Orc team. So this Black Orc team, both Imperial Nobility and Black Orcs new to the game. Again, Imps are like old Brett. Black Orcs here are brand new. They have 4 Black Orcs on the roster, right? They have Brawler, that's a poor man's block. Grab is the thing that I think shakes things up in this matchup. You're up against a pitch control team that is very difficult to manage all those skills and control the pitch with, and now you have these Black Orcs with a strength of 4, 6 of them on the roster, 3 with guard, and they have grab. Grab means they can pick them up, turn around, put them down, right? It's the inverse of sidestep, and now you're really messing up the control feature of the opposing team. I think if Galeshi can, I still don't know if it's Galeshir or Galeshi. I'm going with Galeshi. One of them are right. But if Galeshi can leverage the skill to really pull those anchors out of position, to really keep those linemen marked, right, up against 2 players, maybe even 3 players, and just really start breaking up that formation, the Nobility team's just not going to be able to control the pitch effectively. There's a bunch of goblins on this roster, right, that gives this team speed where they otherwise don't have it. MA4 is very, very slow. The Nobility team on defense just needs to stay in front of the offense and probably hunt down those goblins. If they can start to remove these goblins, they'll start to gain an advantage. One of these goblins, number 12, is the sneaky get. Will be going in for the foul almost certainly. And of course, all these goblins can be tossed by the troll if need be. The big weakness of the Bone Breakers, I think, are all those gobos. They are brittle, they are weak, and once they start to get removed from the pitch, the Bone Breakers kind of find themselves very similar to a Lizard team, find themselves in a position where it can be really difficult to start moving this ball around. Instead of being really bad at edge, they're really bad at movement. So MA4, it's going to be real tough to move the ball around. The weakness for the Nobility team, right, is beyond just how difficult it can be to coach them. These 4 linemen, AV8, that's not great, and the 2 rerolls are going to hurt the Peacocks as well. They're going to have to be very, very careful, very cognizant of the reroll limitation. Their action order is going to have to be absolutely on point tonight if they have any hope of winning this game. Well, I shouldn't say any hope, because we're talking about on paper, right? Like, coaching skill plays a huge factor in the game, as it does in most games. But barring that, just looking at these rosters, it's an uphill battle, I think. Well, I don't know. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not really sure how this is going to play out. A control team where you're up against a strong, bashy team that can break up your formation. It's going to be real interesting to watch, I think. So we'll see how this goes down tonight. Those 2 blitzers. Blitzers used to have Dauntless. They don't have it anymore. I think that's a nerf. Well, I mean, it's unequivocally a nerf. But at least they're blodgers on this roster. That's going to make them a lot more resilient. They also are the fastest pieces on the pitch at MAS7. So these are the stars to look out for here. These 2 blitzers, they're going to be running around doing a lot of blitzing, a lot of blocking, a lot of marking. No real money in the inducement phase in tonight's match. So it's just going to come down to the rosters. S. Beaver says, does Stanford cancel grab? No, it does not. All right, without further ado, I'm going to see if the coach is ready to go on Discord, and we'll get this first game of our doubleheader underway this evening. I see a kind sir is ready to go. Second game of our doubleheader tonight's scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so that's about an hour and a half from now. And that's going to be Nevagana versus the Real American Heroes. That's a Division B action, and that will be Chime versus Dead Fred, Orcs versus Dark Elves, a more traditional matchup. Right, a kind sir is exactly right. Like, stand firm and grab. They're not canceling skills. They're just skills, right? So stand firm lets you stand firm, and grab lets you move. They don't cancel each other out. So if he takes a block, then a kind sir can choose to stand firm or not. And that's another point we've talked about before. But if you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, most skills in Blood Bowl are optional unless they say otherwise, so a coach can choose to use the skill or not. In the video game format, there are options to sort of auto-use certain skills where you wouldn't not use them in certain situations. But there are certain skills that are mandatory, such as Frenzy. Frenzy requires you to follow up on a block, and that's not optional. So. But most skills are optional in the game, and it's important to know when you want to use them and when you don't want to use them. All right, the first game of our double header this evening looks like it's going to be clear skies for this game. Eagle TSI, good evening. Welcome to the stream. A kind sir, welcome to the stream. SB Beaver, welcome to the stream if I didn't say welcome already. Appreciate you guys hanging out for this first game of our doubleheader this evening. It's almost like the starter box, but not quite. 5 fan factor for the Bone Breakers, 3 for the Kind Peacocks. 8 total for this evening's matchup. Kind Peacocks win the toss, and they're going to be on defense to start this game. New announcements for the game of Blood Bowl announced at the Nova Open, which is in Virginia, just south of where I am. Chorfs are back. We've got Chaos Dwarves back. They are different. They are different. So we'll see how that plays out once they're released. Chaos Dwarves no longer start with tackle. They picked up stab on the hobgoblins. They've got some fire breathers that are like a weak projectile vomit. We'll see. We'll see how it works. We'll see. We'll see how the team shapes up. That's a nice way to put it. I've learned my lesson from fighting games, not to judge too early. sometimes you judge a team too early. Rundad with the raid of 67. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome Raiders to the stream. Thank you very much, Rundad. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've learned from fighting games not to judge teams too early. We'll see how Chaos Dwarfs shape up. But so far I'm unimpressed. 5 on the line now for the Bone Breakers on this offense. First game of our doubleheader this evening. Multi-tank Dorifto? Welcome to the stream. Old Gamer Mike, welcome to the stream. Welcome all Raiders to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Here's the kick. More like a throw. And the Bone Breakers are going to pick up an extra reroll. 4-2 now to start this game. Coach Watto, welcome to the stream. Nurgles Rot cheering for the defense. Coach Watto with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Setting up some protection on the ball. Now 2-die block on the right side of the line on the right defensive end. This will be a push. Coach Watto's demanding death. Let's hope we can deliver. Bad Dog, welcome to the stream. Bad Dog says, yeah, chores are interesting at best. Eagle TSI says, well, they were tier 1 nearly broken, so as you said, we'll see. But with 10 AV and thick cell, they'll be tough to remove for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I was arguing about Chaos Dwarves with a colleague of mine earlier this morning. So they are much more optimistic about it than I am, but we'll see. We'll see. Three-die block on the line. Gets a knockdown on Willie, the number 9 rookie lineman. Breaks armor. There's an injury to start things off. One-man player advantage now for the Bone Breakers. Permanent removal to start this game. Old Gamer Mike says, man, those sets are hard to read. Are they? Is it something I'm doing? 2-die block on the left wide zone. Maybe not. Welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic says the fire breath skill seems meh. Yeah, it does seem meh. Bad Dog says, oh man, it's a starter box invitational. Close enough. It's the colors. The colors of the dice. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do anything about that. Coach Watto says Fire Breath with multi-block seems very cool. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Bonebreaker's on the bonus clock here. Turn number 1 of the game. You get 7 minutes 30 seconds of bonus time for the duration of the game. And that counts overtime. There's no overtime in regulation, but once we make the cut to top 4, there will be overtime, and coaches will have to be cognizant of the fact that that 7 minutes 30-second clock will not reset at the beginning of overtime. Good pickup by Rotgob the Toothache. And now a foul. 1 assist on the foul in the left wide zone. Gets a removal out of it. Does not get called off the pitch. And that's because the ref's all the way down here. He can't see it. He doesn't have good eyes on that. 2-man player advantage now for the Bonebreakers. Turn 1 for the kind Peacocks. Getting started with an Ogre Blitz on Oblique Fracture the second. Gets a push. Humongous going to follow up and push that Black Orc over into the left wide zone. They really need to get a vision plan for those refs. All right. Applying heavy pressure here by the Con Peacocks. They've opened up a hole in the offensive line. 4 Imperials move through. Lil Dicky, the number 2 blitzer, is going to mark the front right corner of the pocket here. Fails a 3+ dodge, lets it rock. And that'll be a turnover. Turn 2, now back to the Bonebreakers. Nosebleed marked by Lil Dicky the Blodger. And nowhere really to go with the ball. Oh, it's going to be tough. No one to really give the ball to either. Yeah, I was just assuming maybe they'd be costed like 10K less. Minute 7 left in turn 2 here for the Bonebreakers. Trying to figure out how to get out of this pickle. Hole opened up in their formation. What is this? Look at that. There's little bows on it. On his shoe. Lovely. Gorgeous. $40 seconds left on the clock for the Bonebreakers. Spread the line a little too thin, and now they've got to find a way to keep this ball carrier safe for at least a turn. They're going to have to figure out a plan to move this ball forward as well. Gruesome Rangy might pull back. But all these goblins, they're stunty, AV8, and they're strength 2. Two-die blitz by the ball carrier. Is going to be a push on Lil Dicky. Will not follow up here. Trying to dodge through the Black Orcs. Didn't succeed. Rotgob, the blitzer, the ball carrier, will remain on the pitch, but the ball is going to be dropped on the ground on the 6-yard line after trying to dodge through the Orcs. BB Nuts says can't wait for a load of maybe 11+ castors on the BB3 ladder. Isn't that the way it always works though? Like a new team comes out and that's all anyone's playing for like 3 weeks. Turn 2 for the Kind Peacocks. After exploiting a hole in the offense, they opened up the hole. The line was a little thin. Rushed a number of Imperial players through. And then nothing but the Goblins stood in the way of the ball. Galeshi tried to get away, failed the dodge. And now the ball is on the Bonebreaker's 6-yard line. Here's a 4+ pickup, succeeds with the number 3 blitzer. Good dodge away. Uses the dodge skill, and now the Kind Peacocks, the defense has possession of the ball. They are on the opposing 16-yard line. 2-die uphill block by Rodney, the number 2 lineman, against Rulag, compound fracture. Cobblestone BB cheering for the defense. 1-die block, that's going to be a knockdown by Spiral Fracture. Rulag now in the center position. And turn 3 back to the Bonebreakers. The 6 Fracture brothers on the roster. MPepin90, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Oh, double skulls for the Bonebreakers. They're going to have to spend one of these rerolls. Look at a push on the Ogre now. Humongous. Will be grabbed. Will not be grabbed. He'll just be pushed backwards. Minute 3 on the clock for the Bonebreakers. They were on offense, lost the ball in the second turn of this half. And now they're going to have to desperately scramble if they want to recover it and stop the score. A knockdown on Lil Dicky. Got the POW he was looking for. Both blitzers are blodgers. Only a POW will knock them down. There's no tackle on the team to negate that dodge skill. .32 seconds left on the clock for the Bonebreakers. They're going to take a 2-die block on Rodney, the number 8 lineman back at the line of scrimmage. Oh, they expect Chaos Dwarves to be strong, do they? All right, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. There was a, in Street Fighter 5, in Street Fighter, there's often a joke character named Dan. He's meant to sort of rag on a competing company, SNK, but he's terrible. He's an awful character. Well, in Street Fighter 5, he had an infinite. So if you can pull the infinite off, not so bad. They fixed it, but still. 2-die block on the right side of the line here. Gets a POW against Peter. No armor break. Bonebreakers down to 6 minutes, 10 seconds on the bonus clock. They've lost possession of this ball. If they have any hope of stopping the score, they're going to have to take a dodge and mark Richard Long, but it's gonna put a Goblin at risk. 2-die block on Anthony Weiner. Gets a POW out of this. 9+ will break armor. Took a foul instead, so tried to foul Lil Dicky. Had an assist on the foul, got nothing out of it, so giving up the TD now. Kind Peacocks on turn 3. They're in scoring position, and they'll try to stall this out for as long as possible. The ball advances to the 24-yard line. I have to fix my 3D printer. Actually, nothing's wrong with it. It's just the what's it called? The boson tube is clogged, and I just can't be bothered. I can't be. It's been like that for like 2 years. Little Dickie's gonna stand up and blitz. Gets a push on Bruisem Rangy. Good 3+ dodge by Anthony Weiner. Take a mark on Nosebleed. So you can see currently the ball carrier perfectly safe. And now it's time to hunt some goblins. Gets a pal on Rock Gob with Mighty Blow. This will be a 7+ to break armor. And if he doesn't need it on the armor break, he'll get the +1 on the injury roll instead, but no armor break. Another good 3+ dodge. Johnson, the rookie bodyguard, takes a mark on Old Crud, the osteoarthritic. Now turn 4 back to the Bone Breakers. So the Bone Breakers are not going to be able to stop this score. They can try to force the score and then get back on the board here. They take a push on Little Dicky on the blitz. Little Dicky now pinned on the left sideline. Hairline fracture now is going to advance down pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough. Might pull in another Gobbo or somebody to come in here. Fails a really stupid test on the Troll. The Troll is just going to stare off into space. That is a 2+. That is a 2+ roll, so long as you have a friendly player adjacent to them, and that's oblique fracture here, number 3. Otherwise, it's a 4+. 1 die block on Humongous after the failed Troll activation will be a push. Humongous will be grabbed backwards and pulled into the left wide zone on the Kind Peacocks side of the pitch. Two-die block coming up with Old Crud, the osteoarthritic. Try to get an armor break or removal here, but only gets a push on Johnson. And Johnson can stand firm and will indeed do so. Finally, a 1 die block on Anthony Weiner is going to be a skull, and Nosebleed will remain on the pitch, albeit stunned. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. The Kind Peacocks can score anytime they choose. There is now a Black Orc in range. They'll try to blitz the Black Orc. If they can, otherwise Kaiser is just going to go ahead and score on this turn. I have a bunch of old, like pewter bull centaurs. I don't know when I got them, but it was a long, like I was a kid. But I found them the other day. Takes a mark on hairline fracture. Peter, the number 11 lineman with what is that, a broken neck? Is that what that is? Neck injury. I'm going to say it's a fractured neck. So no blitz on hairline fracture. 2-die blitz on Bruisem Rangy. Looking for an 8+ here. This might mean that the Kind Peacock's going to score this turn. Gets stunned out of the blitz. 2-die block on number 14 will be a push here. Seconds on the clock for the Kind Peacocks. There's the score, 1-0. The Kind Peacocks take the lead with the defensive touchdown. Well done. And the Bone Breakers will get a second opportunity on offense here. Probably won't spread that line so thin this time and protect it with nothing but a couple of goblins. These goblins are so weak and so brittle that there's really nothing to do with that small pocket. Moreover, without having any other goblins anywhere on the pitch, once that defense comes in and starts to assault that small contingent of players, there's nowhere to go. You can't hand off, you can't get the ball away. And so you've got to make sure that that line is protecting your ball carrier. One whole quarter to get on the board here. Old Gamer Mike says, no cheerleaders, bad form. Yeah, I don't think either has any cheerleaders. The true hero of the league is Malik with 12 cheerleaders. Here's the kick. Short kick and a vicious ref. Who doesn't he like? He doesn't like Wang Chung. Wang Chung's going to be stunned on the defense. Ball kicked to the opposing 6-yard line. Turn 5 now for the Bone Breakers. Second quarter is going to get underway with a knockdown on Peter, the rookie lineman. And another removal. So one man, why is he, what happened here? Why was he sent off? What did I miss? Why is the troll gone? Did he foul with the troll? What? What? What happened? Oh, that's right. That just happened 4 seconds ago. Yeah, there he is. The troll's sent off by the officious ref. That's a no good. That's no good. So a one-man player advantage for the Bone Breakers now. Probably shift number 4 to the left here. Look at those. Look at those. Look at this guy. Look at those shoes. No, 2-die blitz in the right wide zone instead. We'll get a foul on Woody, the rookie bodyguard. He's so fancy. One more point of movement. Probably tie up the number 4 bodyguard in the right wide zone. No, he'll stay put. Nosebleed's going to move forward to try to cover center pitch, and now a good pickup by Rutgob once again. No more movement for the ball carrier other than rushes. And the foul. 2 assists on this foul. Gets a stun out of it, and again, not called off. The ref's still fuming from the kickoff. 2 stuns on the line. Turn 5 back to the kind Peacocks. They're in the lead here with 2 rerolls. They started the half with 2 rerolls. They have not spent a single reroll. Good reroll management by Kind Sir. And a lot of that comes down to great action ordering, right? A Kind Sir making sure to do the risk-free actions first, as you can see, repositioning players. It doesn't involve a die roll other than the boneheaded roll on the ogre. And now starting to roll dice. First with the 2-die block with the block skill. Gets a pow out of this. And a removal. It's all tied up on the pitch. 9v9. Again, great action over here to make sure he keeps those rerolls for when he needs them. TSI. I just posted my my chorfs on the Discord. Awesome. I look forward to taking a look at that after the games. Bad Dog says, a Kind Sir was, in fact, not very kind right there. Turn 6 for the Bone Breakers. So again, a little bit of pressure here on the left side. This time the Bone Breakers not in a position where they really can't recover. They'll just have to shift some players, but they also need to score. 2-die blitz gets a push on Private. And Private, being a bodyguard, will stand firm. So this Imperial Nobility team, again, a pitch control team, and you can see at Kind-Sir making great use of these skills. Taking the blocks with the blitzers, that's what he wants to do. He has the lineman who will fend players away. He's standing firm with the bodyguards and keeping the formation in check. You can see his formation still together. Do you have like a box of like parts for kit bashing? There's a foul. It's a stun on Rodney, the left defensive end, and again, no call off on the foul. Sneaky Gets will not get called off unless they break armor, which they did here. Otherwise, you get called off on rolling a double, and it doesn't matter where you roll that, whether that's the armor break roll or the injury roll. If you roll doubles, you get called off. Turn 6 now for the Kind Peacocks. Kind Peacocks with a great defense. They applied strong pressure. They saw an opportunity, applied strong pressure on the first drive of the game, and now they're testing the offensive line. Came in a little bit on the left side of the line there. Didn't overcommit, keeping this formation in check, and the offense is finding it difficult to advance this ball forward. Great ball play by the Peacocks so far this half. 2-die block on the right side of the line. It'll be a knockdown on that big Black Orc, strength of 4. Under a minute in turn 6. Two-die rush blitz on the ball carrier. That'll be a knockdown. Well done. The ball's going to scatter to the right side. Again, the Kind Peacocks finding an opportunity to get through this offensive line and get at the ball carrier. Came in on the blitz on the right side. 2-die rush blitz. Gets the knockdown. Well done. Turn 7 now for the Bone Breakers. Once again, they have lost the ball in this half, and they want to recover to try to score, but it is looking grim. They'll have to end this turn in scoring position. They have a lane for the Fowler, number 12, and there he goes. He's going to threaten the score for next turn. I don't really think he has an option here. Let's see. 2-die block on the number 6 bodyguard gets the knockdown. Stand firm. He'll not be able to come in for the assist. So it's a 1-die on Humongous. Then maybe he blitzes with number 5 on Little Dicky, maybe? Morgan Jambo LaFay, welcome to the stream. On the news ribbon, can we have a Kind-Sir known overdogger of work? Maybe. 41 seconds left in the turn for the Bone Breakers. They have their player in scoring position. We'll see if he's alive next turn. Bone Breakers trying to figure out what action are they're going to do here. I think the best they can do is take the 1-die here against Humongous, coming on the blitz on Little Dicky, and then just just go and pray to Nuffle. That's what he's doing, taking the one die, got a skull out of it, spent a reroll, will get a push. Oh, but pushed Humongous over to the left, and now number 2 is still marked. A kind sir doing one-arm push-ups on the sideline. Well, now it's a 4+ pickup. Got the pickup, failed the dodge, but the ball's gonna end up on the 2-yard line after a number of failed catches. Rotgau's gonna remain stunned. The ball on the Bonebreakers 2-yard line. Turns out for the kind Peacocks. Now they need to end this turn in scoring position. They'll have a very real shot at the ball here. They can block down number 16. They can blitz down number 11 or number 14 here. Kaleshi lamenting the turn, got a skull, spent a reroll, gets a push. Wanted more than the push here. Wanted to get the knockdown. Hence the reroll. And now Kaleshi flexing on the sideline. Takes a mark on Bruisem Rangy. He might just try to knock this player down. If he can knock down Bruisem Rangy, that's it. The Bonebreakers won't be able to score, but taking the blitz on number 14 instead. Gets an armor break and a stun. GG Larry, welcome to the stream. Old Gamer Mike demanding death in this game. Haven't had it yet, but we just might. Mustafa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. SB Beaver says I'm still amazed that I just learned those coach videos were not random things. They're not. Now, kind sir, just popping off on the sideline. 2-9 block gets a push here. Eagle to the side, cheered for the defense. And now turn 8 for the Bonebreakers. So they still have a shot. They've got a shot to get on this board. They're going to have to find a way to pick up this ball. They're going to have to roll a 6. SB Beaver kindly lowers the rush failure rate from the Games Workshop required 900% to a paltry 99%. Old Gamer Mike, thank you so much for the bits. Eagle TSI says, I love both these teams, but I played Imps for 4 seasons. I played Imps for 4 seasons in a league, got the championship game twice, so I like Imps. Double skulls here on the block. That'll be a turnover. And now turn 8 for the kind Peacocks. They're going to try to remove some gobos from this roster before the second quarter begins. The kind Peacocks will be on offense to start the second half of this game. They're in the lead 1-0. No armor break against Nosebleed. A 2-die will be coming up against Bruisem Rangy. Still have a blitz with, took the block first, gets a push out of this. Taking the blitz on the right side, gets a POW against Spiral Fracture. Big 10 plus will break armor here. He's done it. Got the armor break. Only got a stun. Didn't get anything out of it. Richard Long in scoring position. Lil Dicky looks to be the one that will try to pick this ball up and hand it off. Did he declare the handoff? Oh, he did. Okay. Fails the catch with the catch skill, and that will be it. You can't re-roll a die pool more than once. Have the catch skill for the free re-roll, and that failed. 1-0 will be the score at the half. The Kind Peacocks will be on offense to start the second half. I think it's 9v9. 9v9 on the pitch. And now the Bone Breakers to set up their defense. They've lost their troll to the officious ref, which is very unfortunate. They've also lost one of those Blackworks. 6 on the roster. They have strength 4. They have grab. They have brawler. Bad Dog now rooting for the offense. Kind Peacocks with just 2 rerolls. Did a great job of managing those rerolls in the first half. SP Beaver cheering for the defense. Wants these Orcs to come back, recover the ball, get on the board. Three on the line for the defense. Currently 8 on the line for the offense. Kind Peacocks currently in 4th place in Division A. If they win here tonight, they're going to try to increase into 3rd place, but they'll need a couple of touchdowns to do it. The winner of each division after week 7 will advance to the semifinals, as will the best place and 2nd place team between all 3 divisions. That will be the top 4. They'll be seeded randomly into a single elimination bracket, the winner of which will be declared the Dungeonbowl champion, and the 2 finalists, the winner and the runner-up, will earn a spot in the Blood Bowl. That is the invitational at the end of the season, our championship tournament. We have 4 competitors already. We're looking for 2 more here in this Dungeonbowl. We'll see who it will be. League champion Doug, the Minotaur, already earning their spot, will be returning to defend their title. 14 seconds left to set up. 4 on the line here. Can dip into his bonus block if he wishes to. Humongous on the line. Here's the kick. Neither team has a kicker, so this ball is going to deviate up to 6 spaces. Deep kick. Brilliant coaching. It's going to go to the Bone Breakers once again. The Bone Breakers up to 4 rerolls now for the half. And the ball has been kicked to the 20-yard line over in the right wide zone. We're going to get this second quarter underway with Wang Chung marking that right outer linebacker. And now 2-die block hunting the Goblin. Double pals on Rotgob the Toothfake. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break, but good hunting. When you have these frail, these weak, frail pieces that are important to a roster, things like Gobos on this Blackwork roster, Skinks on a Lizardman roster, you really want to hunt them. You want to go after them and try to kick them in the teeth and remove them from the pitch. Lizardman teams in particular, if they lose their Skinks, everybody else is AG 5+. They're not picking up the ball. Picks up the ball after the blitz. Good recovery by Lil Dicky, the blodger. Number 2 blitzer over in the right wide zone. Now trying to finish off some blocks on the line. Takes a 1-die block into a skull. Ooh, it's going to have to just eat this one. Doesn't want to spend the reroll for very little gain. That'll be a turnover now. Turn 9. Back to the Bone Breakers. Eagle TSI says the Blackwork player failed to set up with keep protect the Gallows defense. Yep, you throw them out. You got to be careful not to expose them to a blitz, because your opponent will take will gladly take the offer. An armor break on the line is a stun against Johnson. The right guard on the line, and now 2-die block against Wang Chung. Will he spend? He's going to use the team reroll. Once to reroll both dice, we'll get a knockdown out of this. Blocks him back in toward the, or grabs him back in toward the line. The guy's personal hygiene is of no relevance. Leave his BO out of this, alright? Both that result's gonna be a turnover. Turn 10 to the kind Peacocks. Ball's on the 14-yard line over in the right wide zone in the hands of Lil Dicky, the blodger. Blitz by Richard Long. It's going to get a knockdown here thanks to the block skill. Breaks armor on the Gobbo. Gets stun out of it. Richard Long putting in some work. And now a 2-die block will wrestle to the ground. The wrestle skill says that on both down results, you don't have to make an armor break. You both go down. No armor break roll and no turnover. It's a good way. You'll see wrestle a lot on fragile pieces like Wood Elf lineman. Wrestle's a good pick up. It'll keep your AV set or AV 8+ player, make them a little more resilient. Keep them on the pitch longer, especially on a team like Wood Elves that are very expensive. Two-die block on the line. Knocks down Woody the bodyguard. He'll stand firm, though. He'll stay right where he is at center pitch. Minute 26 on the clock for the Bone Breakers now. Black Wolf 82, welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream, if I haven't said so already. Rooting for this Imperial Nobility offense. Bone Breakers currently trying to find a way to defend against the offense of the ball carrier. Very far away from the action, staying safe, while the defense is getting picked apart a little bit here. Coming up after this game, scheduled for 45 minutes from now, we're going to have Nivagana versus Real American Heroes, Chime versus Undead. That will be Orcs versus Dark Elves. That will be a Division B matchup. Nivagana in 6th place, the Real American Heroes. I'm sorry, Nivagana in 4th place, the Real American Heroes in 6th. Oh, Gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. 2-die block, rerolls one of these dice with Brawler into a POW. 8+ will break the, break the armor on this lineman. Bad Dog praying to Nuffle. So after an extended, not a delay, but after careful consideration, got the armor break, but now back on the bonus clock with just 4 minutes, 44 seconds left on the bonus clock for the Bone Breakers. They're really trying to figure out how they can restructure their defense to not get shoved aside. Again, they're up against this control team, and the Kind Peacocks they're about controlling pitch. That's exactly what a Kaiser is doing here. He's leveraging these skills, controlling his pitch, breaking apart the defensive formation, and making them really not be able to work together to get those 2-die blocks, get the skills that they want to use off, and doing a great job here. They're going to get a push on Humongous that's going to free up the Ogre. And now a 1-die block on Richard Long will be a pal. Nosebleed looking for a 9+. But can't break armor. Nosebleed thought he'd be a hero. Turn 11 for the Kind Peacocks. They're in the lead. They have the ball. Failed the boneheaded test with Humongous. Humongous is going to stare off into space. Kind of forgot where he is. Took a look at his shoes and he was like, ooh, pretty. He's preoccupied for the moment. Two-die block way back in that defensive secondary. Gets a knockdown on Old Crud, the osteoarthritic. Good for him, taking to the pitch at 143 years old. I approve. Show him what you can do, Old Crud. The ball's going to cross the line of scrimmage in the left wide zone, now on the opposing 2-yard line, and a blitz on Spiral Fracture will be a push. Peacocks repositioning their players here. They're setting up their tackle zones to try to protect this ball carrier in this half cage. Bone breakers. They've got to do a couple of things here. They've got to start to apply some pressure on the cage, but they've also got to reform their formation to stop the run. So they're looking to fill in some gaps here, maybe something like this, and start to apply some pressure this way. Old Gamer Mike lowering the GFI, the rush failure rate from 900% to 99%. Don't tell GW that we've changed the percentages. Two-die block gets a knockdown here on Woody. Opportunity to try to keep this Ogre out of the drive. Takes a 2-die blitz on Anthony Weiner. Gets the knockdown. Can't follow up due to fend. But still had 2 rushes. Spent the rush to take a mark on Little Dicky. Little Dicky with a 3+ dodge out to the sideline. Takes a mark on Richard Long and Little Dicky. Little Dicky still with the 3+ out to the sideline. They try to close that gap here. No, he's going to take another mark. Trying to keep Richard Long out of the drive, but still needs to cover the sideline. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a knockdown. And the Bone Breakers back on the bonus clock. Under 4 minutes to go. Oh, Gamer Mike says, see, that would have failed. That's right. You know what? You deserve some credit for the win if they win. Foul works out. Gets a KO here on Johnson. Well done. Well, not so well done. Got called off on the armor break. He's going to argue the call. Fails to argue the call and gets called off the pitch. Humongous is going to continue to... He loves his shoes. He's going to continue to stare off into space. Look at him. He's like, where am I? What is this? Have you seen my shoes? Takes a mark on spiral fracture. Two-die block on Rotgob will work out thanks to the block skill. And now the tables turned on the Blackwork team down pitch. One die block on compound fracture, or one die blitz, I should say. Gets a push. Now that's a free ball carrier to move down pitch. Ball now on the opposing 16-yard line. On the 18-yard line after the rush. Private trying to keep spiral fracture in place. And that's the turn. Turn 12. Final turn of the third quarter. The Bone Breakers have their work cut out for them. They've really got to try to stop this score. They've had their formation really decimated by this Imperial Nobility team. Kind Sir doing a great job leveraging this team for its strengths, finding weaknesses in the tactics and taking advantage of them, and really having a dominating ball game here this evening. Two-die block's going to re-roll the both down with Brawler. Gets a push on Richard Long. Richard Long, the sidestepper, he's going to sidestep to the right. He says, hey, man, I'm going to stay and hang out with you. How you doing? Second block on Richard Long. This time gets a POW. Even on these blocks, see, these players they're done. Their action is over. So they're not applying pressure on the ball carrier. Now, two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a knockdown out of this. He'll stand firm, but his armor will be broken and he'll be stunned. This frees up transverse fracture. Has a broken arm and a serious injury. He's going to try to get in on this drive. He gets an assist on Rodney, the level 2 lineman with the block skill. Has a two-die block. He's going to take it as a blitz. Does not have the block skill, though. "15 seconds left on the clock. Declared the blitz. Two-die blitz. Gets the knockdown here. Won't be able to follow up. And now take a mark on the ball carrier. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, can't really take it in the best. Oh, he can. He can with a 3+ dodge. So got into the best position he could get into, taking the risky dodge, and now the foul. Takes a foul, and Richard Long didn't break armor, and because he's a sneaky get, despite rolling doubles, he got nothing out of that armor break attempt, and so he will not get called off the pitch. Fourth quarter is going to begin here. Kind Peacocks, they have the ball on the 18-yard line. They're going to take a two-die blitz on Old Crud to get a POW out of this. And they break armor. Wow, big armor break. Big armor break. And now, are they going to score or stall is the question. Let's see. He can't get anywhere. He can't get anywhere. Oh, he's gonna show off into the end zone. Well done, Old Gamer Mike. Thank you very much for the bits. 2-0 the score. The Kind Peacocks increase their lead. The Bone Breakers will set up for what may very well be the final drive of this game. The Kind Peacocks are going to get their KO player back on the pitch. And where are we? So that's 7v8. So a one-man player advantage for the Kind Peacocks now. I knew that was going to be too much text. I knew that was going to be too much text. Eagle TSI. Eagle TSI, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Black Wolf 82, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Deep kick now for the Bone Breakers. They're going to kick this all the way down to the 22. But on the high kick, it's going to be successfully caught by Rotgob once more. Just 5 Black Orcs and 2 Goblins on this roster. We'll see if the Bone Breakers can keep this ball on this drive here. It's going to be very difficult to be able to create a protective pocket on the ball. Blitz is private, the bodyguard advancing forward with the left side of the line here, marking all those secondary players. And now a 2-die block back at center. We'll get a knockdown. Wow, really going forward. Scary stuff. Gets a knockdown on Rodney. He's going to grab Rodney and pull him back across the line of scrimmage. Gets a knockdown, no armor break. He's going to run 6 spaces with Rotgob. Rotgob's going to be on the Bone Breakers 10-yard line in the left wide zone. And there's that sneaky get. Bruise him rangy. He's going to move over to the left and give some semblance of protection. So the block on Rulag here gets the knockdown. That's going to open up a lane. Well, it would have opened up a lane. Got an armor break. Gets a stun. Good stun on number 2. So few players left in the pitch. Each one of these stuns are pretty good. So stun means not only does it mean you're out for a turn, but it's especially hard on these slow pieces. These MA4 pieces, it's 3 MA to stand up. So they'll be out next turn, and then the turn after that, they're only going to get 1 effective MA to work with, since they need to spend 3 to stand back up. 2-die block on oblique fracture. The second gets a knockdown. Bought this new game. I'm excited to play it. It's called Gundam Breaker 4. It is. I played Gundam Breaker 3 a whole lot. It is. You are a person who builds Gundam kits called Gunpla. You build these Gundam kits and then you put them in a video game, to fight other Gunpla models. And like you go to different arcades and go to tournaments with these things. But you can kit bash all these Gunpla and you can like paint them and do all this stuff. And I had a ton of fun in Gundam Breaker 3, so I'm very excited for Gundam Breaker 4. Gunpla, after the blitz, we'll take a mark on Bruise and Rangy. Yeah, it's just so difficult at this point. Thank you, Alexa. I will not forget to take out the trash cans. Thank you. Turn 14 for the Bone Breakers. They've got just 3 turns to get on the board. They went real aggressive with their offensive line. Move forward this way. But that leaves nobody left to protect these players. And that means these fast blitzers with an MA of 7, they can come in and start to harass the ball carrier. Dude, stand-up blitz against Anthony Weiner will be a push. So Gundam model kits are like sold at different, like, I don't know, scales, quality levels, I'm not sure. But you have like, at the low end, you have like high grade, and then you have like real grade and master grade, and then the real sort of creme de la creme are the perfect grade models. Very expensive, very big. But you can mix all these things up in the game. It's really cool. So you can have like high grade and master grade things. In Gundam Breaker 3, you couldn't have perfect grade models. Those were only bosses. It's probably the same here, but still, I'm looking forward to it. I bought a lot of new games. I bought that. I bought Star Wars Outlaws. And I bought the new Mana game, Visions of Mana. "41 seconds left in the turn. The Bone Breakers are trying desperately to find a way to keep this ball safe. When these black orcs get marked, it's kind of risky. They're 84 plus, so at best it's a 50-50 to dodge away. They would rather blitz away, but you only get one blitz a turn. Ooh, Rotgob's going to cross the line of scrimmage to the opposing 4-yard line. Marked by Anthony Weiner. 2-die blitz on Anthony Weiner. Gets a POW. Gets a POW out of it. But didn't break armor, unfortunately. Old Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Turn 15 for the Kind Peacocks now. Just 2 turns left in this ball game. The Kind Peacocks are almost certainly going to win this one. They are in the lead 2-0. We'll see if the Black Orcs can get onto the board. Kind Peacocks pulling Little Dicky back as the potential scoring threat. Gets him into scoring position here on turn 15. And now the 2-die blitz on the ball. Yeah, 2-die blitz on the ball carrier is going to be a POW. Eight plus will break armor. Has any goblin been injured? 1, 2. Okay. All right. Ball scatters into the hands of Richard Long. Fails the catch. And now that ball has scattered into a favorable position for the Kind Peacocks, I should say. The ball's now on the Kind Peacock's own 8-yard line. They're going to take a 1-die block with Woody, but that's going to be a skull. They'll have to re-roll this into another skull. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 15 back to the Bone Breakers now. Compound Fracture stands out. Number 3, probably going to block Richard Long. There it is. Gets a push out of that. That'll be fine. And now Bruisem Rangy is probably going to be... He's going to take the block first. Does he want it to be Rotgob? Spends a reroll, gets a push. Push is ineffective thanks to Stand Firm. So I think Bruisem Rangy is going to be in on the pickup. No, he's going to do it with Rotgob. 3+ dodge, 3+ dodge. Wow. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 rush to score. Oh, boy. Nuffle giveth. Nuffle giveth. Nuffle taketh away as well. Seconds left on the clock for the Bone Breakers. They really don't have a lot of options. They need to reposition number 5. They haven't done anything with number 5. They're going to go in on the blitz instead. They're going to knock down Little Dicky. No, they're not. Little Dicky's going to move one space closer to the end zone. And now instead of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I wasn't going to rush before, but now it's a 3+ at least. Wow, he did take the 2 dodges with Bruisem Rangy. So Bruisem Rangy is going to try his best to keep Rot Gob alive. Turn 16 for the Kind Peacocks now. Coming up right after this game, we're going to have Nevagana versus Real American Heroes. Orcs versus Dark Elves. The Ogre is going to be boneheaded for the rest of the game. Doesn't want to play anymore. And now after the 3+ dodge, 2 die blitz on the ball carrier. That's going to be a POW. Bruisem Rangy's still in position, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 rushes. Ball scatters right back to where it was. And number 6, the blitzer. Private, the bodyguard. Shifts one space to the right. Marking the ball now, exerting these tackle zones. So marking the ball, making the ball harder to pick up, and a number of dodges to get out of here to score. Oh boy. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, needs a 6 on this throw here. Oh my God, he got the 6. Oh my goodness. All right, waiting for the interception attempt by the Bone Breakers. He got the 6. He got the 6. He got the 6. Tried for the score. That, boy, I tell you, wow. Wow. A number of dodges, got the ball pickup. 2 dodges, good pickup. Dodges away. Got the 6 on the pass, but couldn't catch the ball. And now, turn 16 for the Bone Breakers. They are not going to be able to score. This is going to end 2-0 after that pass. He's going to get two Kaz out of that. 2 SPP, rather. We didn't even train you to be a catcher. You came onto this squad as a catcher. You said you could catch. Nothing to do at this point but to get some SPP. 2-die block on Rodney. Will be a knockdown. Looking for an 8+ out of this. Got the armor break. He caught something. I think that'll be the ball game. The Kites are cheering. Oh, he's going for the GG foul. 2 assists on the foul on Richard Long. Doesn't get anything out of it. And that'll be it. The Kind Peacocks are going to win this one 2-0. Well done to a Kind Sir to win this ball game. Very well done. A commanding show here by a Kind Sir. And the Kind Peacocks are going to advance into 2nd place in Division A. They're 2-1-1 now, just behind league champion Doug the Minotaur. Coming up next, we've got a Division B matchup. It's going to be Nevagana versus The Real American Heroes. That will be Orcs versus Dark Elves. Our pregame will start in 7 minutes. So I think what we'll do is we'll set the countdown timer for 7 minutes, and then we'll just get started into this second game of our doubleheader. It's an opportunity to grab something to drink, maybe get something to eat. Check out this next game. It's going to be a fun one. 2 great coaches coming up. See you back here in a few minutes.